Good morning for the Morning Time Pirates. I literally just walked through the door, but I did leave a note saying that I was taking the little ones to school, so you guys will know that I was doing that. It will be like that all week. Hopefully, I won't be this late, mainly because I had to get gas this morning. And what a cold morning to get gas. It is only 35 degrees here so far. But I do have my special timer that we're going to do. So let's pull that up. There we go. We don't need it just yet, but it is here. So, what happened? Where did it go? There we go. We'll move things around. All right. So, writing sprints. I need to pull up my document so that I can get writing, but I'm also going to try to eat breakfast in the first sprint. We'll see who all is here. And I know a couple of people will probably be trickling in as normally we're on Kelly's channel, but this week Kelly is off at a conference, I believe. And so I decided to fill in. That way we have the consistency of writing. I should think of like a cool intro thing. I'm not, I don't have any like cool intros. But Ren is here and says, first, hello, everyone. Still listening to Vicious Fae. Ooh. How are you liking that series? That's part of the Zodiac Academy, is it not? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to look for, there we go, graphics. Not really. I was looking for, here we go. And we can choose our color. I like blue. That's better. We don't really have a color that is associated with the Morning Time Pirates, do we? If we do, let me know, and I'll change the blue to whatever that color is. Lindsay is here. Good morning. Hi, guys. I'm updating my Here Kids spreadsheet for January. Nice. That reminds me, I need to update my spreadsheets and things as well. I will do that a little later. Vicious Fae is part of the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series, but still in the Zodiac Academy world, if that makes sense. Yes, because I know that there was like novellas or books about the like boys of Zodiac Academy, and then there's Zodiac Academy going through, I guess, the series. Ren says hey to Lindsay. Hopefully we have a couple of others pop in. Again, I know that we're not on Kelly's channel this morning, which is where everyone's going to go. So I will... and I will put a link so that like if somebody wants to join on screen, you can. I'll put it in the Morning Time Pirates Discord section. But I don't see any other comments coming in. Let me check on YouTube. I have YouTube on my desktop, so I can see everything. But I say we go into our first sprint. I do have the little Spirit City one pulled up. We're on the train section. And it looks like we found our first spirit. So let's take a look at that real quick, and then we'll go into our first sprint. Oh, isn't he cute? Like a little sheep. A bush sheep. Bush sheep. Cute. These fluffy sheep spirits are easily found peppered throughout the long stretches of fields between towns, but spotting one that's awake is a whole other story. Bush sheep are known to be incredibly docile and sleepy, slumbering for upwards 20 hours a day. They love to plop down in warm, sunny spots in the countryside where there's little to no shade and nap there for days on end. In fact, they move so little that moss and flowers gradually grow over its fleece, giving them a fuzzy, grassy coat that's great for resting your head on. The reason the bush sheep doze off so much is that their puffy coats produce magical spores with sleep-inducing magic that even they themselves aren't immune to. Since learning this, bush sheep wool has become a popular material for making blankets and pajamas out of. But if you're experiencing insomnia, instead consider adopting a bush sheep companion. They love having friends to nap alongside and take great pride in helping others sleep more comfortably. Oh, good Lord, I'm not going to read all of it. Jesus. So I'll figure out what our next one is here, and then I will figure that one out. But let's go ahead and see if there's any other comments. Lindsay says, very cute, right? These little spirit things are adorable. Hello, hello. Remind me of your name, Infinite. Popping in to give the like button a boop. The like bottom a boop. Well, welcome in, welcome in. We're just in time. We're going to start our first sprint. 30 minutes on the clock there, and I can make it bigger if you want me to. But actually, I think I will. We'll put it here, and then we can make it bigger. And we'll go ahead and start our first sprint, and I'll see everyone in 30 minutes. It says my mic is muted. Can you hear me? Welcome back from that first sprint. How did everyone do? I did get some breakfast, which I started eating, but let me see. You can't see. Nope, that's not what you want. This one. So I got breakfast. This is my stuffed hash brown, and this is a raspberry coffee cake slice. So, oh, good. Thank you, Ren. I was making sure you guys could hear me because it said my mic was muted. So how did everybody do that sprint? Besides getting breakfast, I wrote 250 words. I think I still need to go back and figure out a few things for my story. And I'll do that when we're not in sprints because I want to make sure that I'm getting in the word count. Everything else will come later on. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Let me find where we left off in the comments. We have lured the next spirit. You probably saw me doing that also, but we have not found it yet. So we still have time. We still have time. We have 2 more sprints, and I think we had a couple of people hop in. So let's see. Let's see. Lindsay said, hi, Ren. Hope you're having a productive day. Annette popped in. Hello. Ren reminds me that the Infinite Library is, I believe it's pronounced Kylar. Kyla is what I see on screen, but I think it's pronounced Kylar. Let me know if I'm correct or not, and I will adjust. But hello, welcome. I wrote it down on paper so I don't forget again. Ren says, hey, Annette, and hi to Ren from Annette. We also had One Part Evil join us. Good morning, everyone. If you have a specific name, and I said this in the comment before or down below, if you have us, let us know your name so we know what to call you or what you would like to be called. But welcome in. Ren was saying morning to One Part Evil. I love that username, by the way. It's glorious. And I said good morning to Annette. I also thanked Ren for reminding me of the name. Lacey reads, which is Paula. A different Paula, not Family and Books Paula. There's 2 that I know of. But she says, hi, Alicia. First time here, but felt like some writing. And this is where I said, welcome in. Happy writing. Ren made it to 57% and said hi to Paula. Yes, you can hear me. Thank you. Annette says hi to Paula. Paula says hi to Ren. And Paula says, I made a list of what I want to write next sprint. Ooh. Let us know if we could help you in any way. We are good at being soundboards or giving you ideas of things that you may or may not have thought about. I can tell you what I'm writing. I'm writing my first novel. It is a Fast and Furious inspired novel. There's 2 different routes that I could take with it. Right now, I'm writing it as if it's going one route, but I might either keep it or change it and go a second route. So it just depends on where I'm going. Right now, it's kind of like a YA-esque version of a Fast and Furious novel, but I also have an idea where I age them up a bit and they're more adult, so adult things can happen. So it just depends on how I feel as I write, because I could totally write two different stories using the same characters, but it started out as a YA version, so that's what I'm going to complete, just so that I can say I've completed it, and then I will go back and like age them up and write the adult version, which would be slightly different. So we'll see how it goes. I've been working on NetGalley reviews and to finish the one I'm working on and write one more. You are so good about writing your reviews. I have seen you come in and you're like, the goal is to write 3 for today. And then you get those done very quickly. You are like on it. You have a lot of NetGalley though, don't you? I need to I have read some of my NetGalleys. I just need to review them. That is what I'm bad about, is reviewing them. But I still have access to leave the review, I think. So I don't know if that counts against me or for me. I don't know. I haven't quite figured out how all of NetGalley works. Paula says, I'm writing a fantasy novel, currently trying to figure out how to write a trauma bond into one of the relationship dynamics. Ooh. Have you ever done it where you read other novels that have the same kind of relationship dynamic, the trauma bond? Because I know that would be some good researching. That's usually what I do. There is, like, for me, the like racing aspect. I have absolutely no idea when it comes to what it feels like or what it is when it comes to racing. There are places around here that I could probably go to get the experience. It just depends on cost and everything. But I find that reading, so like I have one, Throttled by Lauren Asher. I've been using that one as research, as into the writing world. I think hers is more like professional racing, not street racing. But I figure between watching the Fast and Furious movies a bazillion times and reading racing novels, it's bound to come through. We'll see what happens, because it's a big, write what you know type thing. But you know, I don't have the racing experience, and at the age that I am, I probably would not be comfortable getting in a car to test the theories. But I say research, read. That's what we do. I like that idea though. It's a fantasy novel. What kind of characters do you have? Are they human? Are they fae? Are they a different kind of monster? Let us know. I'm excited. I want to see what you're writing. Paula says, I don't know any books with a trauma bond in it. Ooh, let's see if we can find a couple of titles. Now, I just went to Google and I just Googled books that have trauma bonded relationships. And there is definitely a link for Goodreads that is trauma bond books. So, what I will do is post that link into the chat, and I'll just title it Goodreads list with the link. All of those books on there is a trauma bonded relationship type book. So maybe you can find out that you've read them. One that I know has been popular is Manacle is on there. So maybe the Alchemized book. Also, My Dark Vanessa, Den of Vipers. So there's a couple on there that I know. I have not read them yet, but I will. So there you go. That's typically what I do too, is if you can find a list of other books, then at least you can like point yourself in the right direction of what to research or read, or maybe you've already read it and then you could go, this is a book of study, because I've done that too. Annette says, I do have a lot, so I try not to let too many reviews build up, as then I either avoid it or write poor reviews just to get it done. Fair. You want to be in the right mindset to like build those reviews as you want, and not, like you said, write poor ones. That's a good strategy. Paula says, I know street racing as my partner is into cars, and his friend does what? Banger racing and street racing. I don't know what banger racing is, but I know what street racing is. Oh, interesting. Very cool. I'm thoughts. I'm thinking. My gears are turning. Apollo says they are human, but one has Fey blood in her bloodline that gives her magic, but magic is forbidden. That sounds fantastic. I would read that. Here's the Goodreads list that I posted. Thank you. You're so welcome. Anything to help. Paula says, I've read Den of Vipers. I did not know it was a trauma bond, but it makes sense. See? Now you can go back through and see if you can notice where those trauma bonds are and then read the scene that they're in and then learn how they built the scenes. I do it all the time. Different scenes for different measures. All right. That is the comments that I see. So I'm going to pull up the timer. I don't know why that word escaped me, but we're going to go into our second 30-minute sprint, and I will see everyone back in 30 minutes. Happy writing. All right. How did everyone do on that sprint? I'm tempted to just leave it like this so that we can see the timer, although I did not set it up so that we could have like a break timer type thing. Let's try that, because that'll give us the third sprint and then the 15 minutes after. We'll try that. There you go. I haven't used that one yet, so let's see. I didn't get much writing done, but I didn't write on the document, my story. I created a calendar so that I could start tracking and planning when my reading and productivity sprints are on Sundays, of course. I also now have the 100 pages book club sprints on Wednesday nights. So I was trying to reorient where my edited vlogs would go, and I think they're going to go on Fridays. So then you can expect Sunday sprints, Wednesday night book club sprints, and Friday is an edited vlog. That way I can have a day in between to either film or prep for the next thing and go from there. I did finish breakfast, so if you saw me go off camera, that was what I was doing, because nobody likes to see people eating. I would rather just eat. You don't have to worry about if I drop food all over myself. I didn't, but you know what I mean. And then I also got a package in the mail, which is all of, and I will not be able to pick them up, but I got some washi tape. So I have to find the packing slip and go through, because I'm 99% sure that they gave me a free one. So I need to figure out what that free one is. I don't know why. They do that sometimes. I ordered, I want to say there should have only been 8 total, but there's 9. So I need to figure out which one is the one that I did not order, because then that's the freebie. And quite possibly there could be 2 freebies. I don't know. We'll find out. They do that sometimes. I don't know why, but I use it, and I will share it in a video. So this is the washi tape store. So I absolutely love their stuff, especially if it comes like a pre-cut one and I can just peel it as a sticker. Love those. All right, let's see. Let's see who is in the comments. I know we had a couple people join, so there's going to be a lot of comments from me. Where did we leave off? Okay, there's the, oh, I didn't start. I think this was the last comment. We were talking about trauma bond and stories. So we're going, I was saying that Den of Vipers is one, and Paula was saying that she was not aware it was, but it makes sense. I have not read that one yet, although I do have a copy of it, so I want to read it at some point. And One Part Evil. My name is Patricia. Well, hello. I'm not a writer, but I figured I'd hop in and use these as reading sprints. I just finished my audiobook, and I said, nice to meet you, and welcome in. You can use these for reading sprints, writing sprints, productivity, anything you like. We are here to help. Especially if you have like I can only work for a certain amount of time and then take a break. That is me. I know that there are others out there like me. So, but when Kelly is here, we focus. We focus on the words. As we were going to sprint, I saw that we leveled up. So you probably saw me click on that. So we did get a new level. Andy popped in, waving hello. Popping in to say hi, busy day ahead for me, and he booped the like button. We appreciate it, and I hope you are able to get all of the things done, and you have a good, productive day. If you're in a cold weather climate, please stay warm and stay hydrated and stay safe, Because I know for me right now, it's like in the 40s, if not less. Let me check. It was in the 20s early this morning. So let's see. It says we're currently at 42 with a high of 57 for the day. So that is where we're at. I don't like the cold. I moved to Florida to get away from the cold. I don't mind chilly weather. Like 50s is my limit, but anything colder than that. Swank popped in. Howdy, everybody. Happy Groundhog Day. Happy Candlemas Symbolic Day. Yes. Happy Tater Tot Day and happy Hedgehog Day. Who knew a hedgehog and a groundhog had the same day? Did anybody see if, what's his name? Puxatony Phil? Is that his name? Did he predict that we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter or not? I imagine we are either way because spring does not start until late March. Jean is here. Hi, Alicia. Good to see you. Good to see you as well. Hello, everyone. Also, Courtney from Tangible Reads popped in. Good morning. Late start and, of course, work tonight. So I'm off again. Ooh. Well, I hope you have a good, like, relaxing day. And I hope your work night is not too hectic. I'm going to bypass all of my hellos because you guys saw them. And I said, welcome in, everyone, that we were on our second sprint. Molly is also here. I'm getting a very slow start today. Just got out of the shower, and boy, am I cold. I don't doubt it. Listen, I got a shower after these sprints, and I'm not looking forward to it because tile, and it's cold outside, and no, just no. I know that the shower is going to be warm, but then getting out and dried off and all that is cold. Made it to 62%. Very nice. Are you reading? What are you reading? Did you tell me what you were reading, Ren? Yes, you did. Remind me. No, you were reading. I know what you were reading. You were reading the Vicious Fae. Is that right? I believe you were reading Vicious Fae. That was part of the Zodiac Academy books. I need to read the first one, and that first one is kind of intimidating because they're all so chunky. I mean, I love a chunky book, but whew. Ren says hi to Molly. Molly says hi to Ren. Paula says hi to Molly. Paula says, I did some research and listened to some of Den of Vipers. Ooh, there you go. Molly says hi to Paula. Paula says, if you read Den of Vipers, I recommend immersive reading it if you like doing that. Yes. If I can find an audiobook with a physical book, I will do that because for whatever reason, it not only helps me focus, but I get through the book faster. If I just read it with my eyeballs, I'm going to be here all day because I'm a slow reader. However, finding audiobooks and immersive reading has been wonders for me for the past year because I started doing that last year. So I am happy with using an audiobook and physical. So if it's available, I will use it. Molly says he saw his shadow equals 6 more weeks of winter. Did we think that he was not going to see his shadow? Because I think it's cute that they use this little groundhog as a way to predict when winter is going to end. But at the same time, we know that we're always going to have 6 more weeks of winter. It's just the way the calendar goes. I believe it's, and I've noticed this, the seasons happen around the 20th of every month. Not like every month, but every like quarter. So like March 20th, around that time, give or take a day, is the beginning of spring. June is the beginning of summer. And then September is the beginning of fall, and then December is the beginning of winter. Why that is, I have no idea. But I learned that early on. So no matter what the little groundhog says, we're going to have 6 weeks of winter. So, Ren says, yep, that's correct. Yay. And Paula says, I'm the same with immersive reading. Yes. Yes. All right. I don't see any more comments. Let me check the YouTube version because I like to have both up and make sure that I'm not missing anything and StreamYard's not being silly. So we are good to go. I'm going to star that comment. I do have... We do have a banner. So I'll go ahead and put that banner up because this is going to be our final sprint. Let's go over to Spirit City because we have found a spirit. So let's check him out real quick. Oh. And that is a face a mother can love. He's a cute little thing. He's a deep toad. I'll just read the first part here. That was the clue. This is the first. I'll just read this one. Flutter frogs are known to have a strong tie to fey magic, but their undersea counterparts, deep toads, are infused with magic from a very different source. Enigmatic ancient beings who lurk in the darkest pockets of the ocean's abyss. It's impossible to say with any confidence which of the two versions of this spirit came first, since so little is known even today about the murky depths and what secrets are hidden there. There is more, but it's quite the scroll. So we just read the first part and go from there. I will try to set up and find the next spirit here, but I'm going to go ahead and put us into our next sprint. And I will see everyone back in 30 minutes. Make it count because this is the last one. And happy writing. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, settle down. That was interesting. I've never had that sound before. Welcome back from our final sprint. How did everyone do? I got about 150 words, but I was also working on the calendar still. So not too much writing. Let me make this bigger so I can make myself bigger, because we won't need the timer anymore. But how did everyone do? We like I said, I was working on the calendar, and so I did that. I went back and did January so I could see what I did in January. It looks like I was more consistent with my live streams than I was my videos. And so with the new setup that I'm doing for this month, or starting this month, I think will work out better. So I just have to finish inputting what videos I plan on filming. Obviously, there's going to be a TBR video. There's going to be a reading journal flip through. I'll show you how I set up February. And then I have to think of 2 more videos. I did not write them down, so of course I forgot them. I usually make a list and then say, okay, this is where I could put this video and so on. But I did not. And then I also started changing the colors and putting in the reading sprints and book club sprints for March. And then I can kind of start to plan just the video portion of that later on, after I figure out what I'm doing for the rest of February videos. And I did go through the washi tape. Everything was accounted for except these. Now, this one was the freebie that they included, so that technically is accounted for, but this one is not. So they sent me a second one. So I'm wondering if this is like a new one that they made. I look forward to trying it though. It has to do with it's called Golden Muse. So we'll see. This could be one that they're not selling much of, and so they just throw it in when they can. Wow. Why so loud? Sorry. Apparently I did not mute the computer over there. So we'll see what this one is about. And then I got like a little sticker sheet. So that's cute. I will definitely use them in some sort of setup. It kind of reminds me of spring because of the deer and the flowers. So, yay. Let's see where everyone got up to, and we will skedaddle for the day. And I think we had a couple of people pop in. This was our last comment. I'm the same with immersive reading. That's what we were talking about. Annette finished her last review. Paula, Fey Magic, definitely a good sign for my writing. Haha. Nice. Shannon came in. She is also another one that does writing sprints. So if you ever need more writing sprints, I believe she is sprinting today. Let me grab her link, and you guys can hop over and say hello and do more writing if you need to. But she does sprints. Is it Monday through Thursday? Shannon, correct me if I'm wrong. But she is another lovely one. She does, I think it's called AuthorTube. So there's a couple of different things that she does, but she also does writing sprints. So I'll probably be in the comments in just a bit. I'll be sprint hopping for sure, but Molly, okay, I'm off to my mother's. Have a good day, everyone. Good. Have a good day, Molly. Hopefully mom is doing well. Shannon says, working on revisions for her work in progress, A Curse of Spikes and Smoke. Ooh, love the title. We had Hermie pop in. Hey, lovely, just popping in, but hoping to catch some of your sprints properly soon. Lurk away, popping in and popping out. That's what we do. We love it. Paula to Shannon, I love the name. I do too. Jessie Kiwi is here. Morning. I'm just getting up, or should I say hobbling up. Injured my ankle yesterday and it hurts so bad. Oh no. Definitely take it easy. Prop that ankle up if you can, and be careful, please. How did you hurt your ankle? That's no bueno. No bueno at all. Definitely take it easy if you can. But I have mass verse sprints, so doing Sarah J. Mass, you can go and start the sprints for that. They start in an hour. Are they listed? Let's see. I will find them and put the link in. This key. I was like, why can't I find? Here we go. Lives. At 12, yes. It gave me the option to download your sprints. Don't necessarily need to download them. But there is the link for that. We love sprints. They help us get so much done. Paula says, added in notes where I want to add bits and updated my Notion chapter tracker. Ooh, that sounds like a great idea. I need to do something like that. I heard Notion can be super helpful. I might check it out. Paula says, thanks for sprints and your help. Not a problem. Anytime. We love helping. Annette says, yay for progress, Paula. Indeed. Ren says, made it to 65%. Ooh, do you think you'll finish today or no? Thanks for sprints. You're so welcome. Annette says, I read some more of Raven Scholar, made it to chapter 61. I don't have my book. What page is that? You might be up to where we're at. I'd have to double check my copy. It's in my library. But I did get caught up on all pages. So I know I'm at page 428 in the book. So I'll be ready for continuing on Wednesday. Here is the Shannon's sprints link. See, we say take it easy, but I have an appointment that I can't cancel today. Oh. Okay, then don't apply pressure to the ankle if you can. I know that's easier said than done because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you have to walk, but your ankle is hurt. So don't apply too much pressure. Hopefully it's something that will heal quickly and it's not worse than it is. Does that make sense? Swank says, didn't get anything done except for coffee and getting out of bed, but there's always tomorrow. Hey, I call that a win. If you got out of bed and you got coffee, that is half the battle, my friend. I know there are some days where, especially with this cold weather, I don't want to get out of bed. So you've got this. There is Jessie Kiwi's sprints. Those will start in about 45 minutes Eastern time. I was closing the shop that I work at and the wind caught the door. The door caught the back of my ankle and took... Ouch! Oh my goodness. Yikes. Oh my goodness. That is not fun at all. That hurts my foot. And I have arthritis in my foot from when I broke it. So that just, between the arthritis and me, I can feel that. I can feel it. Oh. Okay. No. I couldn't put weight on it yesterday. Make sure, is this what the appointment's for? Hopefully it's not like fractured or sprained really bad or worse, broken. I am sending all of the healing kitty vibes that you don't, it's just something like simple and easy to heal. It's not like broken or anything. We don't want any of those vibes. We want nice healing vibes. Oh, my foot still hurts. Swank says, thanks for sprints. See you tomorrow. Yes, see you tomorrow. I will be here all week filling in for Kelly and the Morning Time Pirates. So feel free to come any day this week. I will be here. And also I will have the 100 Pages Book Club sprints Wednesday night on this channel from 8:30 to 10:30. We are reading Raven Scholar currently. You do not have to read Raven Scholar with us. You can just come, enjoy the sprints, do some reading or productivity in that time, whatever you prefer. But that's what we will be doing, is reading Raven Scholar. Annette says, thanks for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome. Lindsay, last week was to the end of chapter 48. Not sure what section is this week. We finished on page 428. So I think the next one is 63. You go, hold on, I'll go get my book. Okay. We stopped at the beginning of chapter 48. So this Wednesday, we will be starting chapter 48 and going to the end of 63. So you have caught up, Annette, because you said you were at 61. So you're now ahead of us, I believe. But yeah, so we're starting chapter 48 this Wednesday and going to the end of chapter 63. So that'll be around the 533 page mark if you have this edition. So if you have this edition, you're reading up to 533. And then the following week, we will finish the book. And then the week after that, we will discuss it. And then we'll have a new book to read. Comments jumped there. Jessie Kiwi says, me have crutches, and I'm gonna borrow my grandpa's mobility sticker, so hopefully I can park closer. Yes. I hope your appointment goes well. I hope they have good news for you. Youch is right. Could not avoid the tetanus shot from the doctor either, but to be fair, I'm kind of glad we did that, because God knows what lurks at the bottom of a thrift store door with aluminum joinery. Oh yeah. Better safe than sorry, I would say. I love the cover of that book. Right? It's a chunky book, don't get me wrong, but this is absolutely amazing. If you have not read Raven Scholar, I highly recommend it. I'm not even finished. I mean, you can see where I'm at. So this is how much I have left, and I'm loving this. Like, I think this is going to be a 5-star for me. And like I said, I haven't finished it yet. That is my prediction because there's a lot going on in this book and it's very well thought out. And there's a sequel, and I can only imagine like what the sequel will do. I can only imagine. We don't have a release date for the sequel yet. We have a title, but we do not have a release date. And Jesse Kiwi says it's applying for government finance help. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I hope it goes well. I know any kind of like meeting or appointments, you never know how it's going to go, but I am optimistic. I am sending all of the positive vibes. Raven Scholar is on the list for this year. Yes. I highly recommend. It's so good. Like, I'm going to have a hard time being patient in waiting for this sequel, but I know it'll be worth it. If she continues with the same way that she's been writing this one, then book 2 I think is going to be really good. All right, that is all I have for you today, friends. Hopefully you guys were able to get in some writing or reading productivity, however you decided to use sprints today. I think I ended on about, I'll say 800 words because the calendar portion says that I did 630 there, which is interesting enough. I don't think that's right, but we'll use it. We'll go with it. And then I did another 250. So it's like 900, 800 some words. We're gonna go with it. Paula says it's on the list already. Apparently, so good to know. Yes, join us. It's so good. The magpie in me is like shiny. Yes, it is. And it's interesting because this cover, like mine is all silver, right? It's silver on the spine, and then all of this is silver. And the only gold you see is like around the side here. I can't even like show it. It's I can't. But in some of the covers, the actual title is in gold, whereas this one is in silver. But I like it. All right. We're going to go ahead and end these here, friends. Remember, I will be back tomorrow for the Morning Time Pirates, tomorrow at 9 Eastern Time. And remember, I do take kids to school in the morning. So if you get here and it's like 9:02, don't panic. It's me signing in and getting everything pulled up. I try to set them up prior to me going to take them. So it's just a matter of hitting the button and going live. But we'll see how it goes. This morning, I was only 3 minutes behind schedule. So hopefully tomorrow I can get them out the door a little faster and be on time. So, but I will see everyone tomorrow. Be on the lookout for the Wednesday night book club sprints for Raven Scholar or whatever you like to read. And also be on the lookout for new videos on Fridays. I will make a post on my channel about the new video setup, but be on the lookout. Until next time, friends, have a safe and warm week ahead. Happy reading, happy